Right, just gonna catch back up with where I was before. Unfortunately, I'm having to see again. It affects the gradient ever so slightly, but not to the point where you can't, it doesn't do anything per se, and I'm having to recreate certain things now because obviously computer being what it is, it just decided to have a moment with me, which is about as fun as you can imagine. Come on, there we go. Just annoying when this thing decides to have a moment and throws everything. Oh boy, I had a feeling it might do this. It's alright. It's an easy fix. It just means I'm having to re-achieve what I did before. Come on, really need you to get up to 50. Come on. Come on. Here we go. And I've re-achieved that. I'm going to have to save this yet again because... There we go. Just so I don't have to go through that again. Ugh. Ah, good. We're on... And I'm just making sure... Oh, yeah, we are on the current one that I need to be on, so that's really, really helpful. Okay. Good. There we go. Now, if I can look to get 70% of the stock done, because it will just make things so much easier. I need to get the next batch built up. There we go. I have 60% of the stock, so that's helpful. Let's build that at X. Right. Thankfully, it doesn't really... Yeah, you can see I've done this a lot. Right. That's proving to be somewhat helpful. I think at some stage the Iron Duke is supposed to be coming into play. Just making sure I'm still recording, so that is helpful. Okay. Oh no. Alright, now I'm up to 50%. Okay. That's a little better. I can actually hear things. Just turned the volume up slightly. Only reason the volume's turned down, the game volume's turned down, is because I didn't want my commentary to be drowned out. Because unfortunately, the preset volume this game comes with, it tends to overshadow any kind of commentary you might be able to put down on there. So I'm actually thinking about deleting some of these games, only for the simple reason, I've done all of those. And as you can see, I've got 6 years there to make sure I get the 70% stock holding bits and pieces and what have you. I'm just waiting for some of the more advanced steam engines to come in, because this will actually speed the process up a little bit. And as you notice, you know, the money's rolling in a bit quicker. It's because of the fact that, you know, you got more freight services and passenger services going, that it actually helps in the whole whole scheme of things. Okay, let's the Iron Duke is here, finally. Or, finally! Gotta love The Rock. Okay, let's get that one going. Right, let's upgrade him. Yeah, no, I'm not really able to get that just yet. Okay. Let's upgrade that station. Yeah, doesn't really seem to matter which way I do it, either lowercase or uppercase. Broke another record. Excellent. About him. Alright, let's upgrade that one. About that one, yeah, let's upgrade that one too. Just show you how quickly this thing can move. Now granted, this is not really that much quicker than the patentee, but for the purposes of what I'm trying to do here, it actually helps a little bit because it's more up-to-date technology, well, for circa 1846. Okay. There we go. Rail Baron builds business, which means I've completed the first chapter. I've made history by connecting Liverpool and Manchester, and I now own 70% of the stock. I don't really have anything too concerning to be about until 1922, which is a bit of a way off. And I'm having to save again because, you know, I'm not going through all that nonsense again, losing everything. Ugh. Because that just gets irritating after a while. There we go, that comes in just a tad bit quicker now. Now I can start doing small things like upgrade the stations. Going to upgrade the Manchester and Liverpool ones specifically, just so that it's less time to work with. Because the quicker you can actually get your passengers and freight out of the stations to the next applicable ones, the better, because then that makes things, like I say, it just makes things so much easier with regards to that. I'm going to go ahead and convert this to a terminal, because again, this is going to make things so much more easier. I don't have the money just yet, but that's going to change real quick. We're at 485. Slipping down a bit. Here we go. Here we go. So that's that. Get used to the amount of times I will be saving, simply because, you know, my computer's temperamental. It's a good machine, but he has his moments. That's all I'm gonna say with regards to that. Let's bring that up level. Right, next bit I want to do. It's just with regards to the lines of track you can have. It just makes things a lot more simplified if you can have more than 2 lines of track. Because trust me, this actually does wonders in the long run. Come on, come on. Oh, Cheltenham is going to be a city. Now requires textiles. Oh, that's useful. Right, that one's got 2 lines of track. Okay. Now, what requires... Alright. That, I think, is Wrexham. Okay. I'm going to upgrade that one. This will make things easier. This will actually make things a tiny bit easier. For some reason that didn't... There we go. So eventually what I will do is have Birmingham connect up with London. Alright, I just need to work. Alright. Want to start the ascent here. I could go with that, but I'm going to go with the slightly higher option, only because it clears the rest of the track underneath. You had to sharpen out, didn't you? Okay. Now this is where what happened last time, so I'm not going through all that again, because that's just like no. No, 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 no. Okie dokie. Alright. It's gonna cost a bit of money to get that up to par with there. Okay. Alright, let's upgrade that to a Duke. Furthermore, let's upgrade Bristol whilst we're at it. Okay, there we go. Let's get rid of that tiny little bit just so it doesn't overlap. Okay. Notice how everything's starting to grow here a little bit, which is actually a good thing, things being what they are. Okay, how far can this go? Not as far as I would like. Although that amount of cash coming in just there, that's just like, whoa. Okay. Here we go, come on. Here we go, there's 2 coming into Norwich. Maybe they'll be necessary. And there we didn't go. Right, that line's now set up again. I know it's really frustrating to do it, that, you know, keep with repetitive saves, and I do apologize. And that's another achievement done, as we'll go and take a look. That's chapter 2 done with 67 years remaining, so we're off to a good start. We'll forever change the way we travel. Ain't that the truth? Okay, now. Okay. It's also useful to know where, whenever one of the businesses or properties, for lack of a better word, get highlighted when the track is in a green perimeter, that's when, if you set the track up next to it and you put an annex next to the track, that's where you're able to do business with that business. Okie dokie. Now I'm just going to go upgrade Birmingham a second. And this is where things will feed into Chapter 3 a little bit. Because I'm now going to connect Birmingham with London. At the moment, the price tag is 306,000. So we're just going to have to wait till things pick up a tiny bit. But, you know, things being what they... I'm actually going to upgrade that because the quicker you can get from A to B, just that tiny bit quicker, the better. Now, this is going to make a difference for freight. You can use this for passengers, but as you said, it says its preferred cargo is freight. So what I'm about to do, I'm upgrading that one. Now, things being what they are, you are noticing a bit of a difference in pace, so that's always a good start. Because whereas the Iron Duke was probably done, say, in the 1840s, this is getting closer to the 1860s. So technology has progressed somewhat. Let's let's bring up the top speed of an Iron Duke. That was... well, it wasn't... it was a little bit off. 1845 that came about, and that's able to do 50. But it's not really built for passengers. This one's a heavyweight, and it can do the same speed as that. But, again, if you notice, even with four trucks worth of coal, the speed is able to go just that tiny bit better. So that's that one done. Now, I'm able to afford to get London connected with Birmingham. And the next bit, actually, here's another little thing. Over 20 carloads of passengers from Manchester to London, 20 carloads of mail from Birmingham to London, 20 carloads of passengers from Manchester to London, blah, 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 blah. That's a major portion for Chapter 3. So what I'm going to do now, and I'm going to save again because my computer is not Kit from Knight Rider, but he can be as temperamental as said AI. So I'm going to try and get another particular portion done. Now I've set things up for the Manchester line. Right, let's get that one going. Now, if I recall, from Birmingham to London, okay. Let's get those set up. And again, I'm going to get that done. Like I say, this thing can be used for passenger service, but it's not designed for that specifically. But I think considering it's designed to pull heavy loads, it can take a little bit more than the Duke, so which I'm just passing as we speak. thing I like about the game in particular is the way that the game is quite smooth. I mean, obviously, graphically, it's a little bit behind the times, but this is circa 2006, so you know I'm just gonna let that go. But you know, the graphics give it a charm. It's got a very... There are historical accurate features with these locomotives, but at the same time, it's not trying to be, I suppose, uber serious. It is trying to be an entertaining game and not so much of the whole seriousness thing. And I'm going off on a tangent again, as I so often variably do, but that's just me for you. Right, I'm going to... Now this is where I've noticed up until recently, if I had done the track all around like that, you notice it kind of blends in a little bit, whereas if you do the laying of additional track around the side, you can actually have a nice separation.